Would you possibly see any merit in President Rouhani and President Trump having a one-on-one meeting and see what progress that could possibly make?
But not when the previous huge progress that we made is simply thrown out.
Do you come back to that deal again? Because they've torn it up. You've got 2 or 6 years until you get someone else to talk about that.
It's the litmus test. The litmus test of whether we can trust the United States or not. It was not an easy political decision for the Iranian government and for me personally and for President Rouhani to sit down with the Secretary of State.
You took a bit of a personal hit then, didn't you?
Well, that's what diplomats are for. Part of our salary is to get personal hits. I believe there is a disease in the United States, and that is the addiction to sanctions.
If you felt the US was addicted to sanctions, though, why did you go ahead with the deal?
That may have been one of the mistakes, but the problem was that we felt that the United States had learned that, at least as far as Iran is concerned, sanctions do produce economic hardship, but do not produce the political outcomes that they intended them to produce. And I thought that the Americans had learned that lesson. Unfortunately, I was wrong.
So here we go in the opposite direction. You talk about trying to revisit that nuclear deal, but it is quite clear that Donald Trump has no interest in doing it.
We do not want to revisit that nuclear deal. We want the United States to implement that nuclear deal. Today, the closest US allies are resisting those sanctions. The US basically arm twisting its attempt to put pressure. I don't want to use the term bullying.
You don't want to use the term bullying, but that's...
But that's what it amounts to. Bullying.
Are they succumbing to it, do you think? The European allies, are they?
I think everybody looks at it that way.
Is November going to hurt? Just for clarity here, you're going to have another wave of US sanctions in against the oil industry.
But
is that going to take a toll on it?
US sanctions have always hurt. What it's hurting, though, is people who want to buy medicine, people who want to buy food. The economic upheaval that you see right now in Iran is because of the measures that needed to be taken to be prepared for those days. So we are prepared for the worst case scenario.
Could you ever get a deal with Donald Trump?
Well, it depends on President Trump, whether he wants to make us believe that he is a reliable partner. Now, if we spend time with him and he signs another agreement, how long will it last? Until the end of his administration? Until he departs from the place where he put his signature on the agreement?